I need $1 bad.
We are live. Sunday night recap. First week of football. Great first week of football. A lot of crazy stuff happened before the game. Tyreek gets arrested, thrown out of the McLaren. Dak, 4 years, $240 million. Lot of surprises, a lot of disappointments, a lot of good things happened today as well.
A lot of disappointments.
A lot of disappointments.
For
pretty
some, a
big
lot of disappointments, but not for me, baby. Not for me. Come on. How about them Bengals? Who dey? Who dey? Yeah, no.
Bad day.
Who they think gonna beat them Bengals? Patriots.
I guess, Brant, you want to talk about it or not?
In a minute. Let's do Panthers and
Yeah, let's just jump
Patriots.
right into it. Panthers Saints on the road in New Orleans get demolished. Panthers lose 10-47 to the Saints. Disappointing all around. Panthers just get demolished in every category. Terrible 3.5 yards per play, 1 for 10 on third down, 3 turnovers, 4 sacks. I mean, it was ugly. I took a unit on the Panthers, and I'm just going to toss it over to Brant because we all know that was his whale.
Because I had 3 units on it, yeah. I wanted to first shout out Gregory Riccardi, Grick122 on Instagram, who commented on my clip and said, I don't think Panthers score an offensive TD week 1. Dumbass, they did. Bryce Young ran one in. So the next time you come at a line chaser and try to tell him what his bets are dumb about, just know you came to the wrong one. But my big theme for this podcast is going to be don't overreact to week 1. It's just 1 week, except for this game, because I'm never betting on the Panthers again. They're totally off my board for the rest of the season.
Bottom 5 team. I mean, no way to
they're
put
terrible.
it. Bottom 5. Every stat points to a bad team. I mean, every stat. These are bad stats. I mean, all around. They ran 55 plays. I mean, it's not like they didn't run a lot of plays. I mean, they ran 55 plays.
This is what's sick too, because big story for me coming in, they supposedly beefed up their O-line. Because we were trying to figure out if it's a Bryce Young problem or if he's the most sacked quarterback in history. He was out of those 55 plays you just mentioned, there was a sack attempt on where they almost got to him 26 times, and he had given up 4 sacks.
That's pretty impressive.
Those 2 interceptions, though, were definitely on him. They were bad.
They were bad.
Yeah,
he had a couple that were really close. I mean, a lot of plays where it was like that could have been
see.
Yeah, he can't see.
Jesus.
But explain Kyler Murray though.
Kyler Murray gets outside of the pocket because he's fast as fuck.
Yeah, just like Drew Brees.
I feel like one thing we're neglecting on this game is the Saints. I feel like they overperformed. I feel like they did really well. I mean, they played a really good game, but I was driving home, after the overtime game tonight, and I was like, I feel like the Saints are the team that is going to beat up on the bad teams. But when they play a average to great team, they just get ran.
That's what the Ravens do.
Christ, don't bring Ravens and Lamar into everything, please.
Any comment on the Saints? I feel like that's kind of the unspoken topic.
I would not think that the Saints and Dennis Allen are not a team that are going to beat up bad teams. They're just, you can't. I just think the Panthers are that bad. I would not get.
Yeah, Panthers are the story of this game for sure.
I don't think you get high on the Saints at all.
I mean, I definitely tick them up a little bit in my
Derek Carr looked better than I
rankings,
thought.
but no, that's what I'm saying. I mean, they looked good.
4 incompletions.
Very, very efficient game.
Yeah.
Right of Spencer Rattler taking a spot.
I mean,
I love him. That's my guy.
They played really well. Derek Carr had a good game. Kamara ran well.
Kamara's the machine in this offense, man.
Yeah, it was a good game. Yeah,
carries.
Jamal Williams, Goku or
Goes
Naruto, whatever the
more
fuck
of,
his name is, found the end zone. But any other comments on that, and we will keep it pushing. If not,
For the Panthers fans out there, I don't think I'm ready to give up on Bryce Young just yet.
oh man, it's getting
He
bad.
has some.
Yeah.
He
It's
has
a do or die
talent.
season.
Yeah, it is a
But
do or die.
Almost
It
sacked on
looks-
half.
It looks
passing.
very bad. Like
26,
black and
I
white,
mean.
everything looks terrible. I'm not ready to give up on him just yet. He's
I
the
agree,
first
but
overall
man,
pick for a reason.
I got the fucking microscope. I got the binoculars out. Okay, I mean I'm fucking zoomed in because it's getting
He is a
really
small
bad.
target.
Yeah.
I'm locked in on it. All right.
Yeah, I'm ready to give up.
Yeah.
I'm not either.
Just
Spencer,
a bad omen to throw
ready
your
to give.
first.
We'll end on this note. Fence, you going to give up on him, or are you
interception.
ready to wait for a
Yes,
little
sir.
longer on Bryce Young?
I'm definitely giving him another shot. I'm gonna let him play the rest of the season. I
It
don't
is
know who
what
their
it is.
backup is. I don't.
Andy Dalton.
know.
Andy Dalton.
Andy Dalton.
I'm
he
not
got the
giving the
rest.
Red
He got
Rocket
one
out
rest
there,
game.
man. No, dude. No shot.
Pro quarterback.
Moving on. My Vikings absolutely
Christ.
put a clinic out there on the road against the Giants, 28-6. Big story of the game is definitely how bad the Giants were. They ran more plays than the Vikings, 68-51 Viking, 3.5 yards per play, one time of possession. I mean, man, Daniel Jones is really what popped out to me. 22 for 42, 186, 2 interceptions. Rough. I mean, Daniel Jones to me when I watched this game just popped out on the screen as bad. I mean, he had some Stevie Wonder picks. I mean, where he was like, here, they might come back and put themselves back in this game, and he would just throw pick six, or they were I think they were in the red zone. He threw a red zone interception as well. So, man.
That red zone interception was the pick six.
Uh,
Or no.
no,
Sorry, on the line. Sorry.
They were on their
Back
20 when
They
he
were on
threw
the
the pick six, yeah.
on the screenplay.
But
No, it was
also
Van Ginkel, right? Picked them
Yeah.
off.
DN, yeah, or outside linebacker. I can't think.
Pass rusher.
But really the Vikings, Aaron Jones, man, woof, he was running hard. I don't know how much you guys watched this game, but I was definitely tuned in. Justin Jefferson owner, I put my hand up on that one. But man, the Vikings and Sam Darnold, Kevin O'Connell is a guy. I mean, they just some team stats here. 51 plays, 6.1 yards per play. Now, mind you, this is Sam Darnold. Okay, Sam fucking Darnold is running the guy, and you, Luke, got to eat your fucking words because he played good. I mean, 312 total yards of offense, 111 yards rushing. They were pretty bad on third down, 3 for 10. Also had 2 turnovers, 7 penalties, but
I'm just trying to figure out how the Bengals got the only bad McVay disciple. It's insane to me that we hired the bad one. It's just crazy.
Any other comments on this game, Corey? You watch this game a lot with me. Anything?
Yeah, I was a Giants believer. Not anymore. I think that's pretty clear.
Yeah, they're bottom 5.
Burn the boats.
As for
Yeah.
my
Silver, we Vikes.
Daniel Jones is a guy. I'm out. I'm done. I've seen.
Does he finish the season?
I'm more in on Bryce Young than I am on Daniel Jones.
I agree.
The person we should really be focusing on is 3 units on the Giants money line by that was a tough one.
Do you think about Daniel Jones has proven himself at some point though? I mean,
that's what I was thinking.
No,
he busted the Vikings up in the playoffs, but one of the better QB performances I've seen out of a Giants QB since Eli Manning. So I mean, we've seen he's capable of doing something with this team, but I just don't know where you go. I also I thought the beard was going to be the difference maker, Kay Adams as well, but it doesn't seem to have worked. So
I mean, he's got everything going his way. Dayball's calling plays.
Well, I mean,
they draft Neighbors.
One receiver.
Offensive line is still trash.
I think Dayball losing weight was a bad thing for the Giants.
That might be true, actually.
Yeah.
He couldn't put as many snacks in his pocket for Daniel Jones.
Don't like what we saw at Singletary either. 10 for 37.
I never thought he was a good running back.
I didn't either, but I mean, you get a 1,000-yard rusher coming into this team trying to get Daniel Jones up, and you come out and lose 28-6. Not even score a touchdown.
I don't think you can nitpick the offense at all because everything was just bad.
Yeah, it's hard to say about Singletary because man, Jones was just that bad.
To be fair, I should have thought about the fact that Brian Flores is just going to blitz the absolute shit out of Daniel Jones. He's going to have no idea what to do.
Yeah, Flores called a good defensive game, but
always does.
Man, not always, but This was just bad Jones. If you watch the game, and me and Corey watched the whole game, we had it up on the quad box, man. It was bad. I mean, it was bad. I was
Shout
like,
out to
fuck.
my boy Ivan Pace on the Vikings.
UC,
University of
undrafted
Cincinnati.
gem.
Any other comments on this game before we move on?
Yeah.
Aaron Jones still has his legs. He finished
Yeah.
the year last year with 3 straight 100-yard rushing games.
He about added another one here today. Finished just shy 6 yards.
Old
Do
man
the
Jones.
Vikings find a way to
No.
have any wild card contention whatsoever?
I've been saying it. Yes.
With
They
Jordan Love
do.
hurt,
The
maybe.
NFC North is very tough, but you do have Jordan Love hurt.
And the
as
Bears
well.
aren't
Yeah,
as good as we thought.
And
So
Caleb Williams fucking sucks, but we'll get to that.
I'm just
We'll get there.
saying the Lions are for real, but we'll get there. Moving on. New England. This is the game. I mean, oh, look at all these sour faces in here. Look at these sour fucks. I mean, this was lovely. I even put a unit on this, and I said, you know what? Fuck that unit. Take it away. All the fucking survivor pool fucks who thought they were sharp. See you fucking later, buddy. New England comes into the fucking jungle and kicks them in the nuts. 16-10. See you the fuck later. I mean, it really isn't that impressive, though, all overall. They ran 64 plays for 4.5 yards. I mean, the big story is they just didn't turn the ball over and ran the Bengals over. I mean, they ran 100. Listen to this stat. The Patriots ran for 170 yards compared to the Bengals 70. 10 minutes time of possession, no turnovers to the Bengals 2. They just
Bengals
played
are
a
really
clean
known for running
game.
the ball. The Joe Burrow teams don't pound the rock.
I'm just
It's not
saying
that shocking.
it's not about that. The defense got ran over. It's not your offense.
Yes, that's what we were talking about. Our defensive line is soft as fuck. Our D tackles is our worst position.
I think losing is it Reader?
Yeah.
DJ Reader to the Lions.
Tough
That was
loss.
very
And it
big.
showed. It showed.
Showed.
BJ
Yeah,
can only do so much.
Should have paid that man.
Should have paid a lot of men.
They don't have money. They're broke.
We're going around begging
Mike
for pennies
Brown.
like we're the Salvation Army. Fucking disgusting.
What a way.
I mean, and even Burrow was 21 for 29. Just didn't throw a lot of yards. 164, no touchdowns.
Well, he threw 2 touchdowns. But
This stat says 0.
we've got
So no, he
just
didn't.
absolute puds who can't fucking keep the ball in their hands. It's disgusting, dude. Just whatever.
Can we throw it to Hunter for a Patriots analysis? How did you think Brissett looked?
I thought he looked exactly how I thought he was. I think he's going to be a great game manager for us. You're never going to see him pop out, in my opinion, on anything. Nothing's going to blow you away. I am blown away, and I guess you guys' D-line is very weak right now. I know that. But this is not the same Ramondre Stevenson we saw last year. This is a healthy, really had a full camp, and I really liked what I saw there. Jacoby also using his legs too. For me, the highlight of this is a man coming off the edge named Keon White. I think getting rid of Judon for that 3rd-round pick, saving all that cap space and having him replace him. I mean, we knew Keon White was going to be good, but he is kind of turned into, this was a statement game for me. And then, yeah, honestly, I said this before we started this podcast, but to me, this is our Super Bowl. I don't think you're going to expect this week in and week out.
Yeah.
But
They moved White around a lot too. He played different positions on defense. He was all over the field.
Yes. And another thing too is, I mean, me and Luke kind of talked about it at Corey's, but this Zach Taylor offense, some of these play calls I saw, just questioned it. I just questioned it. So I mean, I'll give credit to us. We played well. With Connor hit it head on the nail, where no turnovers. That was the story of this game. We controlled the ball.
Yep.
We had time of possession. We really just dominated it.
Yep.
But I would love to hear from 2 Bengals guys. Little controversy with Jamar at the locker. Ask Zach about the
nothing
target share.
controversial. Jamar's 100% right. Zach Taylor's a fucking moron.
Wow. So now it's fire Zach Taylor.
It's not Zach Taylor's job to pay him. Give him the money.
It's Zach Taylor's job to come up with fucking game plans and scheme up Jamar Chase.
Taylor said he didn't know whether he was going to play or not before the game. Like, he figured out at kickoff Jamar was going to play or not.
Yeah,
I don't have a stat, but I have a good tweet. Andy Reid can scheme open a crackhead. Zach Taylor can't scheme open an all-pro receiver. So, T isn't an all-pro. but you get the gist.
Pro Bowler.
They just put Jamar out on an island and say, "Hey, please get open." They don't move him around. We don't put him in motion. We don't put him in the slot. We don't design any free targets for him. We give him no free touches. It's just, "Hey, Jamar, be you." There's no help for you. It's
two good plays Jamar had. They ran us a wide receiver screen for him, and then the one time he was isolated on third down when Joe walked up to the line and checked to that hitch. That was it. But I thought that the Patriots had a really good game plan. I mean, they ran the ball, or they threw the ball in only 38% of their plays, which is way off of the 2023 league average of 56%. And the way they used the extra tackle, the way they went super heavy with the extra tackle and multiple tight end sets, and they did a really good job of scheming Dax Hill into the run game, which the reason he moved from safety to corner was because he really struggles around the line of scrimmage, mixing into the run game. So they put those extra tackles and tight ends out, add those gaps, make him. It was shocking to me how many times he had a free hit on a running back at the line of scrimmage and just totally whiffed. And Ramondre broke a lot of tackles as well. But Dax looked good in pass coverage, but never really got tested, which is my biggest problem with the way Anarumo called the game, which was his classic exotic looks, disguised coverages, mixed up blitzes, which I didn't think that the Patriots were a team you needed to do that against. I thought that Brissett never pressed the ball downfield at all.
No.
I thought that the Bengals probably liked their matchups with our defensive backs, Patriots receivers. I thought that he got way too cute. He was fucking Jordan Poole out there, like doing all this fancy shit, just like Brown style, line up and play against your man. Right. The two big examples of that were the one time tight end, I don't remember his name, leaked out into the flat and had Sam Hubbard chasing him. He looked like a fucking idiot. Like, Hubbard's a versatile player, but that's not within his skill set. And then the third down on the touchdown, the one touchdown drive at the end of the first quarter, when the Bengals show double A gap and edge blitz, they show 7 blitzing, drop everybody out. The announcer was wrong. He said it was man coverage, but he was right that Brissett was able to scramble with the first down because Logan Wilson had to turn his back rather than being able to just play his zone and see where everything is at. He had to bail out of the fake blitz that is not fooling a fucking 20-year vet or whatever the hell Jacoby Brissett is that played in the Bengals division last year. Like, he's seen all this shit before. I thought that Anarumo just was doing way too much.
I think you made a really good point about his average depth of target. I mean, I would be able to go out on a limb because the stat's not out yet, but to go out on a limb and say he might have had the lowest depth of target, maybe him and Joe Burrow were fighting for it this game because
he was hitting
rough.
Those short passes right behind where the blitzes were coming. Like, he was seeing through everything that Anarumo was throwing at him. He didn't have to force the ball down the field because he was getting those 5-8 yard passes whenever he wanted.
Joe had a couple deep ball throws. He had one to Jamar, I remember, but Brisket had nothing cooking past 10 yards, brother.
That's why I'm so curious to see what because this with Brissett, I guarantee you this will be every game. Run it 2 downs, play for a short third, and then dish and dime. When you bring a guy like Drake May into this offense, you're not going to be able to do that with this guy. I don't think we'll allow him to do it. He's got too much talent, too much of an arm to be relying on a short third and dish and dime like this. So I don't. That's what, honestly, as a Patriots fan, I'm very, very concerned how we're going to try and implement Drake May into this offense because I think Gerard Mayo is going to try and live on this ground game. And Ramondre, he's already injury prone. We know it. And I don't think he can keep this pace up. But it's going to be very, very fun to see when Drake May comes in because I don't know how they're going to do that.
Agreed. Any other points before we move on salty Bengal fans?
Yeah, real quick, optimistically about the Bengals' run defense. Jay Tufele played really well in the second half. He didn't get to play much in the first half, but the starters on the D-line got really worn out. Tufele was our best run defender besides maybe Logan Wilson. And the one bright spot, I talked to Luke about this before, is Sam Hubbard playing tackle during obvious passing downs. The one sack we had was Hubbard at tackle running a game with Wilson, and he drew 2 blockers, and Wilson came totally free. So I think once Murphy's back, because of size so terrible, if you're able to get a halfway decent pass rusher on the edge and let Sam Hubbard play tackle and not fucking linebacker and covering the flat, that's going to help our defensive line a lot. So a little bit of optimism.
Marius Mims back, Trent Brown's wash.
Ooh, and one final thing. Sorry. Loved as a Mike Gesicki lover. Other than that touchdown that was called back, really like the way you guys are going to utilize him. I think. And I know tight ends never your guys. It's not a bright spot. Gesicki's not a bright spot by any
Tyler
means.
Eifert, that's a name.
But
Was probably their last good tight end.
but
We
I
roster 5 tight ends. We're going to use a lot of tight ends this
I
year.
like Gesicki. I think he looked good today, but in the short stint.
Hudson lost a lot of reps. I hope they're not going to give the ball to fucking Hudson after that play. That was
Fuck
terrible.
Hudson.
I
right,
just,
let's move
I
on.
would love to see the Bengals run more motion pre-snap. I mean, I
Join the
believe-
club,
Burrow
brother.
doesn't want it. Burrow has
Gold,
said that he
right?
doesn't
I
want to
don't
do
care
it.
if Burrow
I don't give a
doesn't
fuck
want it.
what Burrow wants. He can shut the fuck up.
Best
I'm not
offensive-
telling you that he's right. I'm just telling you that's why we don't do
the
it.
best offenses
Shut
in
the fuck
league
up.
are
We're gonna
top
run
5.
motion.
Hey, guess
Top
what? Fuck, you
5%
don't get the
in
ball in the
motion.
shotgun every time. That's why you get killed. We need to get under fucking center. Take your snaps under center.
Yeah, you get
All right,
pre-snap
I'm done.
motion.
So,
What
move
top
on.
2
Next
offenses
game.
in the league? It's like 49ers,
Fenster,
Dolphins, and run
anything?
motion.
Luke, show Jamar that play chart that you got from his rookie year to what you guys did today. Show that play chart of his route. You don't have to, but I'm just saying that's a great example.
It's disgusting. We used to like scheme things, and we used to whatever.
The only thing I like to say is that feeling pretty good about my Zach Moss bag. Chase
Dude,
Brown is
stop.
not that guy, bro. Not
They're
that
neither
good.
that guy.
He's really
Neither.
fast, though.
Zach
He is
Moss
very
looks good. Zach Moss looks good. That's all I have to say.
Moss looked better than Brown for sure.
Better than Brown, but your definition of good is different than mine.
Brown had 3
Moving on to the real game. You already know.
Okay.
Pittsburgh coming into ATL against these hyped up birds. We fucking down the Falcons, clip the wings, as you would say, coming into their home, kicking nothing but field goals. Who needs touchdowns? 18-10. Big story that I saw after looking back at the box score and all these numbers. 8 for 17 on third down. I mean, that's improvement. If you're a Steelers fan, you know that's a good number to see. Got to get the penalties down, 9 penalties, but no turnovers. I mean, Fields did what he had to do. Didn't turn the ball over. We won time of possession by a solid 10 minutes. Both. I mean, Falcons had 3 turnovers. I think it was more the Steelers defense and the secondary to me was very surprising. They played really well and kind of made Kirk look washed. I mean, is it Michael Penix time? Is it too soon?
No.
Too soon?
No.
What?
Yeah, JJ Watt is
Kirk will
just
be fine.
an
I mean,
absolute animal.
yeah, the Steelers'
I mean,
defense was the story of this game, really.
My take here is on this is Justin Fields was not impressive whatsoever, but the one thing he did do that I liked is he didn't turn the ball over. He didn't make big mistakes. He kept chugging the ball down the field, relying on Najee to get 3-4 yards of carry, and then eventually scramble or do one of the tricks out of the bag to scramble for a first. That's what Justin Fields does. I would love to see Russell Wilson back in the starting lineup next week. I think that's the plan going forward. It is
has to be
for the best for the team. However, I really did like seeing Peyton Wilson running around. He was everywhere on the defensive side. Rookie out of NC State. Like him a lot. Him and Pat Queen
Crazy
locking up the middle
motherfucker.
there is very nice to see. And then, of course, TJ Watt, the best defensive player in the league for the past 5 years, is doing what he does. It is a crime that he only has 1 DPOY in his career. Should have 2, maybe 3.
I had this game up on for a little bit, and like every single highlight was just a JJ Watt highlight.
It was, dude. He
it
was
was bad.
So dominant. So dominant. I mean, he really just disrupted. I mean, this Kirk. I mean, the fucking flames were out. They had the smoke going, and this guy fucking laid a goose egg. I mean, he came out there and shit his pants. 16 for 26, 155, a touchdown and 2 picks. I mean, welcome. Hey, here we go, Kirk.
You guys contribute that more to the Steelers defense, or do you think that
It's
Kirk
the
is really
Steelers-
he doesn't?
yeah,
Steelers
it's the Steelers
defense.
defense.
It's the Steelers defense.
Regardless, there is no world that Ray McLeod is gathering 7 targets and Drake London
I
gets
was just about to bring this up. It's Drake
There
London's
is
breakout.
no
It's not looking
world
good.
that Drake London should be a Pro Bowl caliber, very, very good wide receiver. We know he can do it. Kyle
Do we?
Pitts got the same. Yes, we do. Absolutely. He's shown glimpses. Desmond Ritter. We can't. That is not a fair
Coming back
point.
though on
That
you,
is a
Spencer.
college football playoff participant, Desmond Ritter, to use.
I'm coming back on you. I don't think Bijan played. He 3.8 yards a
We
carry.
didn't watch the game.
Bijan
That's
played
I
well.
did watch the
5
game. I
receptions
did
for
watch the
44
game.
yards.
Bijan played well.
He was cooking out there. Bro.
Again with the Drake London thing, you'll come to learn that
I
Joey
don't
Porter
agree.
Jr. is a top 10 corner in the league, and that he
Christ,
should be
bro.
Bijan
respected.
gets way
fucking
too much hype.
ridiculous,
He
dude.
should be respected.
As a
Artie
Steelers fan, are
Burns
you guys
2.0.
worried? Your offense is not
Rough.
great.
Dog
I can
shit
tell
yet
you that,
again.
brother. Yeah, it's
Rough.
bad.
Dog
you
shit
guys,
yet again.
You
Our
guys
starting
got
quarterback
three
didn't
three
play and we won.
turnovers.
Our starting
Three
quarterback didn't play
turnovers,
and
and
we
you guys
won.
didn't score an offensive touchdown.
We didn't even have our starting
Your
quarterback.
starting quarterback is worse than Fields, dude.
That's
No.
not true. That's a
I don't-
ridiculous
Okay.
statement.
I don't think
honestly,
Russell Wilson's going to
if you
elevate
watch
the offense
today's
that
game,
much.
I don't understand how you
I like
can
that.
make that
That's
assumption.
Because I watched Russell Wilson for the past 2 years.
He had a decent last year with the Broncos. He
Russell
played
Wilson had
very
better
serviceable.
passing-
He had a decent last year with the
I'm
Broncos.
not going to
yeah.
say anything about Lamar.
With Sean Payton
but
calling the
Russell
the
Wilson
plays.
did have better passing stats last year than Lamar, but this is me being a Lamar hater, so I'll shut up.
No, but the Steelers, I mean, listen, they on short notice found out that Russ wasn't going to play, and then Fields stepped up. They went into a hyped up Atlanta team, which everybody's huge on this year, to do big things and beat them. Kicking nothing but
It
field
was a
goals.
good win for the Steelers.
It was a very good one. We are
It was
number
a
one in the North.
Classic Steelers win early in the season.
Number one in the North. Somehow, some way.
We'll finish in the basement.
Moving on. No, the Browns are going to finish in the basement. We'll get
Producer
right,
comment.
right.
Producer comment. I think
Okay.
that J.J. Watt was the X factor of this game.
JJ
Well,
Watt's
he's retired.
He's
man.
No,
retired.
T.J. Watt. I'm sorry, guys. I think T.J. Watt was the X factor. I was at the bar watching this game the entire time, and every single time I looked up from the screen, T.J. Watt. I'm sorry, guys. T.J. Watt was sacking, or he had how many fumble recoveries did he have today?
He
Well,
had two, but one.
He forced two
was
fumbles.
One force and one recovery, right?
He should have two.
I think T.J. Watt was the X factor today. Producer comment. I'm sorry to chime in.
I mean, he was good, but like the Falcons had like no game plan for him. They
Chris
just put him
Boswell was the
one-on-one on the
X factor for me.
tackle.
Hey, you know what's crazy?
But TJ definitely blows games up.
I saw a clip. Morris did a press conference. Was like, yeah, I mean, T.J. Watt, best defense player in the league. We're gonna game plan to stop him. Oh man, that guy's gotta get.
They
That
left
guy's
him
gotta.
one-on-one with the tackle every
He's
single
gotta
time.
gang bang them books.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
There was one
Yeah,
second that Kyle Pitts was on.
He need to get back in the film room. That's all I'm saying, because he didn't do a good job. Moving on though, going to Indianapolis, Texans on the road. This was a good game,
Fucking
man.
pull my
Great game.
This
hair
was a
out.
good
dude.
game. Texans.
Like steam is just coming off of me.
Texans
Like,
beat the
bro.
Colts 29 to
Fucking
27.
unbelievable, bro.
It was a good game, but honestly, it was kind of weird. Let me give you guys just this number, okay? Listen to this. Time of possession. Texans doubled the Colts 40 minutes to 20 minutes. The
Almost
Colts,
like they have a real quarterback.
the Colts ran 43 plays. The Texans ran 76 plays. I mean, holy shit. That
That was
crazy.
racist, Luke.
That is crazy. And the Texans were still 50% on third down, 7 for 14, and 2 for 2 on fourth. I mean, but the Colts were also 5 for 10 on third and 1 for 2 on fourth. I mean,
Let's take it to Finster. Why was
Yeah,
steam coming out of
no
your ears?
steam.
I mean, it just came down. Obviously, I lost this on the hook with the half point there, which is just brutal. But just came down to big plays. I mean, we got that one deep bomb to Alec Pierce. Somehow, an Alec
Incredible
Pierce
throw.
down. That
Yeah.
was a good throw. But the other one down the field, down the middle, late in the game, was like 60 yards. I don't know if you guys remember that one. It was a jump
little
ball
more
that should have
risky,
been
that
picked.
one.
Should have been picked. I mean, that's what this game came down to. That's why the Texans didn't cover. It's just big plays down the field.
Richardson completed 9 passes for 212 yards. I mean, that's
ridiculous,
crazy.
That just tells you what happened in the game.
I mean, and they got lucky, if you would be honest. I mean, if you look at this, like, the Colts were 7 yards a play. Like
Joe Mixon had 160 rushing yards.
AR didn't miss
That's
a
crazy.
wide open touchdown in the back of the end zone. And
Almost like he's not an accurate quarterback.
I'm not saying he is.
I'm gonna love putting my money on the Colts this season.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
maybe not every week, but
They're
it's
fun.
gonna be
You
exciting.
Yeah.
They're fun.
Uh-huh.
You're never out with that guy.
No,
This
you won't be
Texans
out.
D line is a serious problem as well. I just
Yeah.
want to point that out. I mean,
This Texans team is a problem.
Yeah, they're very
The
good.
Texans team is they're up there for my AFC team. I mean, this was a very that scoreboard does not reflect the dominance that was in this game.
No, that's what I'm saying. The Colts got extremely lucky to even be within 2 points of this game. I mean, if you look at the overview, I mean, 60-yard touchdown. The Jonathan Taylor 5-yard run was because of a muffed, what was it, a muffed punt? Or they fumbled the ball. I don't know if it was a muffed punt, but they fumbled the ball in Colt territory. So then they get that easy touchdown, 54-yard bomb, and they had one good drive, okay? When Anthony Richardson and them went down, he had a 3-yard run. One good drive late in the fourth.
This actually is
crazy.
The most insane thing that I think I've ever seen for a quarterback stat. Anthony Richardson only completed 47% of his passes, and he had a 106.8 QBR.
That's crazy.
How is that possible?
The deep balls.
I know, but that's literally insane.
19 balls. I mean, he completed.
That's their receiving
Crazy.
chart is hilarious.
Yeah. Also, Nico Collins is that guy in this.
He's the truth.
All the doubters.
We
that were
all
like,
knew
Diggs
that.
is the one.
No, it's Nico.
Insane. That's Nico's team.
I mean, Joel, here let me give you this stat producer, Joel, who's a Diggs over Nico guy. Diggs 6 for 33. That's a 5.5 yard average, Joel. And let me give you Nico. 6 for 117, 19.5 yards. Okay, you take those 2 touchdowns away, and your guy is poverty.
I'll see you week 2. I'll see you week 2.
Yeah, you will see me, buddy. You will see me.
It was a block.
In Joel's defense, I don't think Diggs is going to lose that target share. I think Diggs is going to get targets every week.
No, for sure.
I mean, he's going to get looks, but
him, Tank, and Stephon. I mean, it went 8 for Nico, 7 for Tank, 6 for Diggs. I mean, that's going to be weak.
I also think Diggs' ladder is going to be great going forward the rest of the season.
I like that.
Maybe on catches. I don't know about yards.
Catches or yards?
I'm not worried about
receptions.
I'm not.
I think Diggs' receptions ladder is going to be a great bet the rest of the season.
A lot of mouths to feed.
CJ Stroud can feed those mouths.
I was going to say CJ Stroud is.
He's been doing it for fucking 5 years, dude.
You're looking at an emerging MVP candidate.
Also, one last comment on this game. A player who I thought was going to have a breakout game, but man, just missed him on 2 plays. Adonai Mitchell was fingertips away from 2 60-yard touchdowns. God, I mean, if him and AR just need to get on the same page, because man, that is going to be a duo for the future. I mean, they were fingertips away from him having a 2-touchdown, 100+ yard game. I mean, he looked really good as far as the deep ball went for him because he was open.
Hey, Joel, am I able to throw up the stream so we can watch highlights of some of this shit? Because it's ridiculous. Does that mess up with the...
Yeah, we cannot.
We will cut this. We can't do that.
We will add the clips.
Copyright.
We will have
copyright. So,
no.
Is that copyright?
You can do clips. Yeah, yes. You just can't stream a game.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can do clips. I'm positive.
All right, so we will be cutting this. We will be cutting this part though.
Figure this out.
Okay, moving on. This was my game of the day. Cardinals on the road in Buffalo. Man, crazy good game. The score doesn't reflect. The Bills dominated. I mean, the Cardinals were not in this. They actually, okay, I take this back. They were winning the game, okay? They were winning the game. But Buffalo just came back and ran them over this whole second half. And the 28, they had a kickoff return. In my eyes, this is 21-34. Obviously, they get the kick return to make it 28-34. But the thing for me that stood out, and this isn't really a stat that I have in front of me, but I saw from watching the game, Buffalo's defense played really well the second half. Kyler had no answer the second half. I mean,
Kyler was lost.
Yeah, the first half is where Kyler and the Cardinals did all their work. I mean, they scored 17 of their 28, and the 11 fourth quarter points, 7 of those is a kick return. So they went for 2 and they got the 2 point. So their 8 of those 11, right, came from a kick return. The Buffalo defense is really kind of what was impressive to me. Obviously, we know what Josh Allen is. I mean, he should have had 5 total touchdowns. 1 got called back on a rush. But who needs receivers? I mean, the guy just does it all on his own. I mean, that's what I saw today.
The DEFCON 1 Robert Oppenheimer nuclear launch code play of the week is now 1-0. Anyone who tailed it wasn't even a sweat. We were fucking cashing points all day.
I was a unit on it, but
I had it.
I mean, it was comfortable.
Biggest red flag standout thing to me is Cardinals offense. Greg Dortch led the team in receptions.
Yeah, I can't
If you're
have
going
that.
to win games, Jonathan Gannon, you need to throw to Marvin Harrison Jr. You need to throw to Trey McBride, not Greg Dortch.
But I mean, it's not that you can't
Jonathan
throw to
Gannon
him,
runs
but
the
you just got to
defense.
get these guys involved.
My
Go ahead.
my next point is at looking, because I'm looking at these stats here too, and when I saw Greg Dortch, I was kind of shocked. But looking at these, for all my bettors out there that do like to do reception ladders, as our producer Joel talked about, Trey McBride with 9. That's going to be every week. I mean, this guy is going to be a catching merchant. I mean, I know he only went 5 for 30 this game, but
He should have 15 targets a game.
he's unreal. So I'm very excited to see how that plays out. But I will be looking at him every week now because that's insane.
I mean, even the Bills with no receivers, I mean, they were still 6 yards of play, one-time possession.
Cardinals defense stinks, bro.
Really bad.
I mean, they are really bad, and it showed. I mean, the Bills did what they came to do. I mean, they did whatever they wanted. I mean, I guess the most impressive thing for me is because we knew what the Cardinals defense was, right? But I had questions about the Bills defense, and they stepped up and proved me right in the second half.
I got questions about the Bills and Josh Allen and them just not doing fucking dumb shit all the time. Like
I feel like this game kind of took a lot of that dumb shit away.
First started 17-3 Cardinals.
I know. I mean, Cardinals
it is because the Bills were doing dumb shit. Allen fumbled, like
That's
he does.
not dumb shit. I mean, he just
fumbling is dumb shit, dude.
He got hit from behind. He was about to roll the pocket, and guy slipped around the tackle and knocked the ball out. I mean, that's not dumb. That happens.
Ball security. I mean,
and then the touchdown you alluded to where it got called back. It's just another that's just stuff you can't do. They had
that's a tough penalty. They had 9 penalties. I mean,
I'm not really taking much away from this. Buffalo. I think Buffalo's good. I still think they're going to win that division. Josh Allen's good. I mean, it's either them or the Jets. Dolphins we can get to later, but they're a fucking joke.
I did not like Dalton Kincaid. 2 targets, 1 reception, 11 yards.
Yeah, that was a weird game for
that
him.
week of a wide receiver core. I mean, you got to utilize him.
Yeah, and that's going to change. We all know that. But
James
I mean,
week one.
James Cook looks very good as well.
Cook is good.
Ray Davis also was doing decent when he went in there. I liked him in there as well. He looked pretty decent.
Mar Hamlin had 2 tackles.
I mean, Keon Coleman also nice back shoulder fade. Just saying.
Yep, he looked good, Luke.
He looked good.
4 for 51 really blew me away.
Yeah, he just jumped off the screen.
Yeah, and Marvin Harrison really blew you away with 1 for 4. Huh, Ohio State boy.
I don't think we
have
to be worried
pipe
about
down back there.
I don't think there has to be a worry about Marvin Harrison.
I'm not worried about Keon Coleman either.
I'm not worried about Keon Coleman.
So. You guys should be.
No.
He's a fucking basketball player running 3 routes.
He had an amazing catch off the sideline where he boxed the guy out. I'll take the basketball guy.
Yep, me too. Anything else on this one?
Fun game.
Man, this game makes you want to fucking punch. I'm not, just punch something. Titans
on
the road
there we go.
at the Bears. So many.
I literally
17-24. Bears steal this from the Titans. I mean,
painful.
I don't even want to talk about these team numbers. Are you ready for this? Are you fucking grasp this? Okay, all the Caleb Williams type, all the numbers. They get this win some fucking how. The lowest yards per play, 2.8 yards. 64 yards passing. Okay.
Corey Lynch said that he would take Caleb Williams, who had never played an NFL down, over Lamar Jackson.
64 yards passing.
To start a franchise.
No, you said he was already better than
God. The Bears were 2 for 13.
Blasphemy.
The Bears were 2 for 13 on 3rd down. I mean,
it wasn't
they punted the ball 6 times.
The Titans just
under
lost.
150 total yards of offense.
God.
This was a Will Levis meltdown.
The Titans have 3 turnovers in the 4th quarter and punt the game away. They absolutely just lose it. 2 of them go for touchdowns. The other one sets them up in go-ahead field goal range. I mean, they dominated them in time of possession, yards per play, rushing yards, passing yards. I mean, they threw the game away. They were actually really bad on 3rd down, 3 for 14 as well. But, man, dude, they just punted this game away in the 4th quarter. I mean, they blew this game. And, Man, I'm down on the Bears after seeing this for sure.
I don't
Gotta
think
be
you
down.
should be.
Gotta be down on the Bears after this game.
I don't think you gotta be.
How
down.
can you not?
Caleb Williams forgot he had legs this whole game.
Do you remember that CJ Stroud, his first
Okay,
start last
please
year?
do not compare CJ Stroud to. I mean, he threw more than 64 passing yards. This, I'm fucking worried. That was bad.
We can't
The
be out
Titans
on the Bears,
defense
yeah.
is not
Caleb Williams,
elite.
dude, the most sought after quarterback of the past 5 years coming.
I just got to see something. I mean, Bryce Young, same deal. I mean, I'm not comparing him to Bryce Young, but still, I
don't
gotta
think
see
Caleb
something.
Williams is as good as a prospect as you guys are acting like he was.
That's what I'm saying. I'm worried.
I think it was sort of the game plan though on the offense. They didn't have a single play at like any deep balls thrown at all. It was everything.
That's not true. He missed a
1
deep
through
shot
5.
to Keenan Allen. There was plays. I mean, they had
It was
shots and
double
he
cover.
missed
He
them.
threw that double.
He was wide
coverage.
open. No,
he wasn't.
no.
Okay, you're talking about the one at the beginning.
Yes.
Okay, he did overthrow that one. He did overthrow that
Their
one.
longest reception was 13 yards.
I mean,
There was just nothing thrown down the field. And Caleb Williams did not use his legs whatsoever. He didn't step up in the pocket.
Nope.
He kept doing this
he's
weird
used to Pac-12 defenses.
Yeah, he kept doing this weird spin around and then like
Yeah,
D ends to the
he
to
forgot
the
he's not
outside.
a USC anymore.
He's doing shit Baker Mayfield did his rookie year.
This is the literal definition of a overreaction. Like you.
I'm not
gotta see them
overreacting.
play one
I'm not
NFL
saying
game
they won. I'm not
and
saying the
think,
Bears are
"Wow, the
bottom
Bears are
5.
bad."
I'm just
No one can read that.
I'm just
for you.
moving
Put it
them
away.
down. I'm just moving them down.
Nasty.
And I
can't-
still
you
like the
can't-
Titans. I still like the
can't-
Titans.
You can't overreact.
No, Will Levis.
I don't
Will
understand-
Levis is
Will
terrible.
Levis is
Tony
terrible,
Pollard got
right?
paid for a reason.
Pollard
Tony
looked-
He was the
Pollard's
only
gonna be
shining thing in this whole
Hand up,
offense.
Hunter.
Will Levis is not
Huh?
good.
Hand up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Will, man, dude, he was playing such a good game, like ball control game. He was doing what he needed to do, no turnovers, and then what do you know? That might go down as one of the worst picks ever of the season. Down on his knees, just chucks it.
All-time
It was
clip.
on third down.
My
They
God,
were
on
up.
third down. Yep.
They were up in the game. All you have to do is just take the sack and punt
Just
the
take
ball
the
away.
sack or throw it out of bounds. Okay,
Don't even throw it out of bounds. Just take.
I know
the sack.
because he's getting
Take the
sacked.
sack.
So just go down, punt. They're not going to do anything. He had fucking 93 yards fucking passing. Like, holy shit, he didn't have 100 fucking yards. And you think they're going to go down here and score? So many frustrating things with this game.
We would have hit
He
that.
will
rushing
be better.
total
He
if,
will be
he
better.
didn't throw
I
that
guess
pick.
the floor. If this is the floor, then yes, he will. But
That's a
I
low
wouldn't
fucking
I
floor,
would,
dude.
I wouldn't expect. I'm with Corey. I don't think you can. I mean, you can freak out a little, but I don't think
2.8 yards a
We
play.
get Bears Texans
You're not-
next week.
Rough. Anything else on this? I'm just
Sunday
disappointed.
Night
I mean,
Football.
Caleb Williams rushing over was so money in the bank. First off, that was at 16 yards. I got fucking hooked bad on that. Just saying. Also, Titans plus 4 was a bad beat.
Do you know he hit that, right, Connor?
What?
No, he had 15.
No, he had 17. They needed it, and they lost 2 yards. You didn't know that?
Oh my
And
god.
that's a really bad beat. I got beat so bad.
No. Did he finish at 16?
He finished at
at
15.
15.
That's
Yeah.
enough. I didn't know
I don't
that.
think he ever got to 17.
He had Corey. I watched the whole game. He was at 17.
I
they
didn't know
needed
that.
it. He lost
I thought
2
he was
yards.
at 16.
Oh, I thought you knew
Makes
that.
it even worse. That is
That
a
makes it
dagger.
so much worse. That is so
Yeah,
bad.
I lost about
Also, Titans plus 4 was
$680 on
a
that.
really
so.
bad beat as well. Titans plus 4 was a terrible beat as well. I mean,
Yes.
up 17-3 in the fourth,
Was.
and we punt. So, really bad beat. 17 unanswered. Or wait, was it? Sorry, going back.
I don't think
24
Caleb Williams is.
unanswered.
It was
Yeah.
24 unanswered. No, excuse me. It was 17 unanswered.
It was, yeah.
No, it was 17 to 0.
It was 17-7 at one point.
No, at half it was 17-3, and it was 17-0, and they kicked a field goal
It was
before half.
20 unanswered. They wait.
Okay, maybe they kicked a field goal then, but they were at
Joel, we gotta cut
17-3 at half.
They went for 2. They went for 2.
This doesn't matter.
Whatever.
This doesn't matter. We're
It
moving
matters.
on. Sorry, we're rambling. But
I did not know you didn't know we hit that, Connor.
I didn't know. I didn't know
Nobody
we needed
knew.
that. We lost.
We had a whole house full.
Yeah, they
Damn,
need
that is
it,
so
and
tough.
lost 2
I
yards
think
on it.
that on the back of the Caleb Williams slander would be a good time for me to drop the stat. The average amount of passing yards for quarterbacks today, not including Sunday Night Football, was 185.
Yep. Really bad day.
Only 3 quarterbacks eclipsed 250 yards, and they were Tua, Baker, and Gardner Minshew.
Minshew mania.
Minshew looked bad. I don't know if we're gonna touch that game, but
Moving on here. this game, this was a fun one, I guess, in a way. Jacksonville on the road in Miami. Man, Jacksonville had this game. I mean, this was another
Oh my
punt.
God.
So bad. Jacksonville punted this one. I mean, they let Miami just crack open the door and come back. But Miami's numbers look great. I mean, 400 total yards of offense, 6.2
always
yards
do.
of play, 50% on third down. They had a ton of penalties, 103 yards of penalties, dominate time of possession, no turnovers. In Jacksonville, I mean, they were 267 yards, 5.3 yards per play, terrible on third down, 2 for 10. They were awful on third down. 3 sacks allowed, 1 turnover. The ETN fumble will haunt me in my fantasy team for this week only. But
Such an ugly fumble.
such an ugly fumble on the one, just random punch out. It's so tough. What
He's
do
gonna
you
walk in.
do? He was going to walk in. I mean, and then, obviously coming down the stretch here, a lot of interesting calls. They go for it on 4th and 1 on like their own 30
I don't mind that
and
call.
don't get it. They were winning. They're winning. Punt the ball.
Yeah, but I mean, you're facing one of the most explosive offenses.
There was
in the
time left.
NFL.
They would have got the ball back to have a chance. I mean, it just.
So
I don't know.
we were
It was
talking earlier about how you guys are all hate on Trevor. And here's a little just Doug Peterson malpractice. After the ETN fumble, Trevor Lawrence attempted 1 pass for the rest of the game. The next 3 drives went 1 pass attempt, incompletion. Next drive, 7 rushes. Last drive, 2 sacks and a rush.
You're not going to beat the Dolphins by running the ball 25 times.
And that's what they tried to do. That's my point. Doug Peterson is a bad coach. And Trevor Lawrence has had Urban Meyer and Doug Peterson as his coaches.
No, this is not an overreaction to the Jacks. They're going to be just fine. Miami's top 10 team. They're very good. They did what they did. I mean,
they looked like shit, in my opinion.
They came out a little slow, but man, I mean, the numbers don't lie. They had 400 total yards of offense, 50% on third. I mean, they turned up. I mean, they had 103 yards of penalties. That is brutal. They got to get that down. If they can get that down with the no turnovers, this team's dangerous. I mean, as we know, but I mean, Tua was 23 for 37, 338, 1 tub. I mean, their run game was probably the most interesting thing to me because it was non-existent. I mean, A-Chain, this might be a career low, 2.4 yards a carry. I mean, let's talk about that. I mean, they only had 81 yards of rushing.
Don't need to run the ball when you got Tyreek Hill and
That
Jalen
number's
Waddle
Mike-
catching 30-yard bombs.
Mike McDaniels is just an absolute genius.
They had less than 80.
How to
It's
use
less than
Tua.
that. That's weird. I don't know why. That's weird. These numbers seem off to me.
Run a
Anywho,
bunch of drag slants, let the boys that run 4-2s, 4-3s
I guess
just
they
run all over the field.
Jacksonville's defense actually did a pretty good job for the whole day. Just couldn't
I
stop.
was surprised
Javon
with that.
Walker finally learned how to play football.
Also, Dolphins defense wasn't bad either. I mean, I thought this was going to be a big shootout game with 2 bad defenses.
Jags gave him a lot of fucking favors.
Yeah, the Jags helped them a lot in that sense.
I don't think Jalen Ramsey looked that good.
A player shout out
Probably 'cause
who
he's
I
washed.
was very impressed with was BTJ.
Yeah.
BTJ looked
he's
good.
a dog.
He looked good.
Brant, you should trade me him.
Brant, you should give me him. I'll pay you something.
For DeAndre
I like
Christian
Hopkins.
Kirk looks a little
Hopkins,
washed.
baby.
I ain't gonna lie to you.
Gabe
Stop
Davis
it.
Dropped
looked
like, he dropped
like a
like
guy
3
from
balls
the
that hit his hands.
I don't know if
Yeah.
Trevor just throws the ball too hard or what the deal is with every receiver he's ever had, just dropping every single pass that hits him right in the numbers. It's so
I don't
infuriating.
think it's because he's pumping it in there. Too
Yeah,
hard.
whatever it
I
is,
think
just give
Christian
him the-
Kirk looks terrible.
Whatever
this
it
is gonna be
it's-
smart.
It's totally not Trevor's fault. Nothing is Trevor's fault.
Yep.
Anything else on that one? I think that's a game where it's like Dolphins good. I'm not down on the Jacks. That's how I feel about that.
Interesting to see how the carries in the Dolphins backfield get dished out going forward.
I agree because it was a bad performance. And Jeff Wilson led the backfield at 5.2 yards a carry. I mean, that's actually
Pretty
Tua did.
even.
Tua did 1
pretty
carry
even
for 11
usage
yards.
for the 3 running backs.
Yeah, it was a weird game. Mostert struggled.
I'm not worried about A-Chain one bit.
No.
Utilizing the pass game, 7 catches. Oof.
Yeah, that was nice.
He's the guy. It's just you're just.
I love.
Bad
Sorry,
script.
Hunter.
There you
I
go.
don't mean to interrupt you.
But-
But I love how this is shaping out fantasy wise though. I mean, it is A-Chain, Waddle, and Tyreek. That's it. I mean, the drop off of this offense is Jonnu Smith and you got Braxton Berrios. I mean, it is a hard drop off
Odell
after
Beckham.
those 3 guys.
That's all you need is those 3.
Well, the thing is, though, 2 of them will be out halfway through the season.
That's a big point. You got it. So I guess on the Dolphins, a big thing to watch is the injury report. Is like, are those 3 playing? If so, I like the Dolphins a
And the
lot. If
temperature
not,
of the kickoff.
Jalen
well, we don't
Waddle,
have to worry about that right now.
Jalen Waddle got hurt during this game and came back in.
Well, they say he had a concussion. I think that was actually the Sky people, people in the Sky that saw a big hit and told him to come out and get him checked. I don't think he was actually.
He had a lower body injury too, where he came out on.
Yeah.
Dude is
If
just
you can
injury
have
prone.
premonition to figure out what game is going to be the Odell Beckham Jr. game of the year, you're going to make a lot.
We'll look at their
There will be
schedule. I'll find
one.
it for you.
There will be
There will be one.
Did he even dress for this game?
They play the Giants.
No, I don't
He's
think
not
he
playing
dressed.
for the next couple weeks. He's hurt.
Any more comments on this before we move on? Moving on, this game was a shitter in my eyes.
I found the game, Brent.
Broncos coming to Seattle. Seattle squeaks away
Text it to me.
26-20. It was a little. I mean, they scored a garbage time touchdown. Broncos did. This was really 13-26 with the garbage time. But Bo Nix did not look good. Anybody want to say something to me? You can take it over me.
I got a stat for Bo Nix. Hang on. He Bo Nix on throws of air yards 10 or more, 2 for 12 for 42 yards and 2 interceptions.
Yep. And that's what it looked like. That tells the story right there. Team stats for you here. Broncos, 1 time of possession, but that makes sense because they were playing catch up and the Seattle was more just run, ball control, chewing the clock. Broncos, 3.3 yards a play. Ew. 69 on 69 plays. So they ran plays, 3 turnovers, 1 fumble, 2 interceptions, 8 punts, 2 sacks, 8 penalties. I mean, oosh, 5 for 18 on 3rd down, only 13 first downs. Ugh. I mean, the Seahawks, and here's the thing too, like, I don't feel too good about the Seahawks either. I mean, they didn't jump off the screen for me. 4 for 12 on 3rd down, 5 yards a play, 2 turnovers. I mean, Geno did not, and we know this, right? Geno did not look special. I guess the big shining moment of this was Kenneth Walker, but he got hurt late in the game. He had an abdomen injury.
Could have had 2
He looked
touchdowns
great,
as
though.
well.
Yeah.
Got a
I mean-
touchdown call back.
Yep. So, I mean, Tyler Lockett's your leading receiver, and I like Lockett, but that cannot fucking happen. What are we doing?
That won't.
How's that feel? You know, old ass Tyler Lockett, supposed to be washed, 6 receptions, 77 yards.
Oh,
He had the
Second year,
game-winning catch,
second
though.
year breakout, JSN, 2 receptions, 19 yards. What
Yikes.
happened there?
It's week.
That's
It's week
not
no,
one.
good.
I'll tell you the best corner on the league was shining and following DK Metcalf the entire game.
But that has nothing to do with Jackson Smith and Jigba.
Oh, I know. But once again, if you watched it, I mean, the goal was give Kenneth the ball, get the hell out of the way. I mean, why?
Yeah.
He was running to whatever he wanted.
I don't think we should overreact to any offenses this week. Steve Palazzolo at PFF just put out that going into Monday Night Football, there's only been 33 passing touchdowns that have been thrown this year and this week. And Brent also brought up the passing yardage at 183 for average. Offenses are looking sloppy. I think that we've seen this keep happening with no one playing in the preseason. More and more people keep holding out and missing training camps. Like, these offenses are not coming in hot. We need to adjust to this and start taking fucking unders every
I
that, Luke.
agree with that, but the numbers don't. I mean, you got to dig into some of this. I mean, like,
Well, look
Look
at
at
the
the-
passing chart. Look at the receiving chart. Like, that's not going to happen again.
I hear you, but like, okay, let's look at some things like this. Look at the Broncos' backfield. Jaleel McLaughlin led in carries.
Well, nobody's
Over
surprised.
Javonte
Are you really
Williams?
surprised by that though? Like, we
I
came
am.
in
I
not
thought
knowing who
Javonte
was
Williams
gonna be.
had a
said it
full
3 years in a row.
offseason. Like, I was pretty surprised by that. Like, seriously.
When you have Bo Nix as your quarterback, you're going to load the box. So,
I know, but
The
Bo
run
Nix
game.
can't throw the ball 42 times. That is not a recipe for success in
just
this
real quick,
offense.
I think I said it. One, everybody, if anybody actually put in that over bet, it was just free gets.
It was a garbage time.
second-
Cashed by like
touchdown.
four.
Second off,
Cashed by like
Go
4
over.
points.
Second off, I will jump to Bo Nix defense here in this game. Just hear me out. Quarters 1 through 3, so sloppy, awful. I mean, I watched him miss throw after throw after throw. But honestly, if you watch that 4th quarter, and I don't know where Sean Payton's game plan was, if you're going to throw the ball that many times, their last 2 drives with him, he looked good. Lots of completions, lots of throws that were in that 8 to 15 yard range that were very obviously nice. And 2, he utilized his legs very well. 5 carries, 35 yards, 1 touchdown. I don't think I obviously was a huge fan of an Oregon. I know he's old. But I thought there was very good glimpses of what we can expect out of him, and I think Sean Payton has to utilize that. But if they can figure out that last 2 drives they did, really liked it. I don't know why they got away from that, but
I feel like in the last 2 drives there, when they're down 2 scores, the defense is kind of playing. Don't give up the big.
they're
don't give up the
sitting
big
too
play.
high, cover
So
4.
they'll give
But-
up the dink and dunks. They'll take time off the clock, and that's
more
kinda what
about
happened.
accuracy though. The balls were there. They were right where they needed, and they were still coverage on them. I mean, they're down the field still. But I was more impressed with because the accuracy was an issue. Quarters 1 through 3, he looked bad. I mean, he was missing throws behind him, in front, over him. I mean, wherever. But I can see it. But I am excited to see what this Broncos team does. I don't expect much, but we'll see.
I think I'm going to say something that I think, I don't know if everyone else is thinking. Sean Payton made a mistake. Bo Nix should have sat. I don't think he should have started.
Jared Stidham.
What the fuck are you talking about?
No, I just don't think you throw your rookie quarterback into this game. I mean, he looked terrible. The confidence is
He
now
played
gone.
60 college games.
Yeah. Well, he's going to sit 2 weeks, and that's
That
going to
doesn't
help.
matter. The college is not exactly translating to the NFL, Luke. I think
But
he should have sat a year.
But
What
you
are the-
drafted him in the first round. You reached up to draft him. You
Broncos
started
aren't
him.
expected to make the playoffs. What are you trying to win here for? I mean, you make him sit a year and you
Sean
start him
Payton
next
expects
year.
to make the playoffs every year that he's in the fucking coaching.
Nobody
Team
sits
is
their
not.
rookie quarterback for a year, especially when your other guy is Jared Stidham.
I would have started Zach Wilson. That's just me.
Hunter, I want to see what you think about this player comp for
I'm
for
sorry,
Bo
Trey, that was
Nix.
funny.
I think he reminds me of another former college quarterback that also set the record for completion percentage in college, Robert Griffin III, who could get out and use his legs a little bit, was really
What is
accurate in the
happening?
short
It's
field.
1 a.m.
You
for
guys
sure.
don't think Bo Nix reminds you of
No.
RG3?
He's way less annoying.
Bo
Bo Nix
Nix.
is way less annoying than RG3.
Bo
Nix
Bo
couldn't
Nix.
throat
Rip.
what's the French
Baguette.
bread? A baguette.
A croissant?
He couldn't throat a baguette.
Uh,
I can tell you that.
Brett, what are you talking about? They don't sit first string or first round quarterbacks.
They
They
really
sat Jordan
don't.
Love and they sat Patrick Mahomes.
Jordan
was
Love
the first
sat
one,
behind.
Yeah, they're playing behind
Dude,
all-pro
Mahomes was.
quarterbacks, Tony,
Drake
not
May.
Jared
Drake May's
Stidham.
getting sat.
Because
would've
your
sat
line
Bo
is
Nix.
trash.
Drake May will be playing in week 5.
Oh yeah.
probably.
He's playing this year.
Alright.
But no, I like that RG3 take.
If the Broncos had Aaron Rodgers or Smith coming off of an all-pro MVP caliber season, then yeah, they could sit him, but not behind Jared Stidham or Zach Wilson.
Yeah, I agree. Moving on though, Raiders in LA. They take an L. Yeah, this game was I did this throw up. 10-22. I mean, these teams are very similar. I look at these numbers and they're spitting images. The reason the Raiders lost is just listen to this: 3 turnovers to 0. So there you go.
Really
I
that
mean,
simple.
Chargers didn't have a turnover and the Raiders did. I mean, if you look at these stats, they're fucking identical. 290 Raiders 296 total yards to the Chargers 316. The Raiders threw the ball 100 yards more, and the Chargers ran for 100 more yards. 5 yards per play for the Raiders, 5.9 yards for the Chargers. I mean, the Raiders were 5 for 14. The Chargers were 4 for 15. I mean, they're the fucking same exact team. The Chargers just didn't turn the ball over, and the Raiders did. They took the L for it.
Can I go first here?
Mhm.
I think I know where Brant knows where this is going. Yesterday, if you didn't listen to the
I know
emergency
it's going.
podcast that we recorded, Brant came at me about my Chargers take on Tuesday, me saying that the Chargers are very clearly the better team in this situation, and he kind of blindsided me with the whole name a position that the Chargers are better than the Raiders at other than quarterback. I think I can reverse the question here and say, after watching this game, and say, what position other than Max Crosby are the Raiders better at?
I still think Brant's right. Did you know that?
This game did not change my opinion.
That is
Better.
crazy
I
hating.
think it's closer than I originally thought, but I don't see J.K. Dobbins averaging yards per carry.
Yeah,
for the
that
rest of the season.
he had a breakout run that obviously
So slow.
boasted that
It was
total.
so slow.
He's Najee Harris. He's
Yeah,
Najee
Hunter, you
Harris.
saw that
All
too.
right.
He's Najee
All
Harris
right.
at half the
That boy
size.
had a
All
trailer.
right.
A
Drop
comparison,
trailer.
a comparison that isn't a position that also should be taken into fact is the coach. Jim Harbaugh is by far a better coach than AP is.
I agree, and I like AP, but it's
AP
true.
lost this game for them. The play,
Yeah.
it's pathetic.
AP
Can we
Play
talk
calling.
about the punt? Can we talk
I mean,
about the punt?
okay,
Terrible.
timeout,
40,
Hunter,
you're on
timeout.
40,
Antonio
fourth and
Pierce
one,
is
you
not
punt.
calling
Are there
plays.
40?
Antonio Pierce is
deciding
not
when
calling
to
plays.
punt.
Calling,
He's deciding when to punt.
Yes, he
He
is
made
deciding
that
when to
punt
punt,
call.
but he is
He-
not calling offensive plays.
You
Let's
can't
just
manage a
understand
game.
That's
It
the
was
worst
on
punt
their
in the past
40,
10
Hunter.
years. No, it
But
was
no-
on the Chargers 40. It was on the Chargers 40.
Yeah,
was
I
on
think-
the Chargers 40, and he
That's
punted.
the most
Jim,
disgusting punt I've ever
I
seen.
do agree with the coaching take because it's evident you had 3 turnovers to 0, so the more disciplined team won. I mean, plain and simple. Chargers didn't turn the ball over.
Main takeaway from this game is just Patrick Mahomes. Congratulations on winning the AFC West for the 7th straight year. Holy
Was
fucking
that ever in
shit.
jeopardy?
No,
No,
it was
but I'm just
not,
saying,
but-
like it's a cakewalk.
Yeah, it went from a pretty strong.
Mahomes has the
decently strong
Brady arc
division
because
to-
he just inherited the worst division in the league again. Like that's exactly how Brady was able to do it. And now
Mahomes
Mahomes
It's not the
Brady
worst.
arc- What?
Yeah, well, he
No.
gets to have the Brady arc because he just gets to play against the worst division in the league again.
Yeah,
It's just
He just beat one of the top teams in the
Okay, does
AFC.
anybody have
It's not
actually?
Like, so, like,
any,
it's
okay,
not like
we're getting off track.
terrible.
Does anybody have
He gets-
anything about this game?
He
If
won
not,
the
we're
Super
moving
Bowl
on.
last year.
Yeah.
going-
One more thing.
He
One
won
more
the Super
thing.
Bowl last year as the away team in
Main-
every playoff game he played.
Okay, the Chiefs. We're not talking about the Chiefs. Hunter,
Mainly,
what do you got to say?
He
Luke,
also
your point.
had a home playoff game.
Your point. You gave me a
Against the
lot of
Dolphins.
shit for this. Ladd McConkey is the wide receiver 1 on this team. If you watch this game, Ladd is
Maybe.
the best route runner on that field other than Devontae Adams, and he showed it today. I know he only got 5 receptions. Quentin Johnson still can't catch a ball. Josh Palmer sucks. I don't know why we ever thought he was the wide receiver 1 here. But watch out for Ladd McConkey. I'm not going to say he's going to be like
Didn't we talk
crazy,
about that on
but
Tuesday? Luke said that Josh Palmer would outshine Ladd.
yes,
Yeah,
and
he did not.
it's
He
Ladd's
did
wide
not.
receiver core.
That last
I-
touchdown that he scored, he made those defenders look dumb. They slipped
Silly.
right past him.
Silly.
Yeah, that was actually. I was on the Josh Palmer train. I was wrong. It's Ladd's team. It definitely is. I mean,
It's a
if
slot
you
receiver.
watch
who's
the
a
game-
rookie.
I don't know that that's a good thing for the Chargers.
Yeah,
I know.
Glad
I
McConkey
don't think it
going
is.
to
Either.
it.
I don't either, but I
Are
like
we gonna
Ladd.
get a AOC sighting next week?
No.
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 Moving on. Gardner didn't. Okay, I shouldn't say that. Moving on. Man, the rat line of the week. Some people got
There's so
fooled,
many rat
juked
lines.
out of your fucking socks. I don't know why we ever thought Cleveland was going to win this fucking game.
I explained
Dallas
it, too.
marches up north to fucking Cleveland, Lake Erie, Shittsville, and takes a dump on their front porch. Dog pound is now the kitty pound. 33-17. Yeah, Deshaun Watson. I put a lot of blame on Deshaun Watson, but I also put a lot of blame on the offensive line. I mean, that dude was gassed, but also he was bad. Let me just give you some stats here. Browns, 3.3 yards per play. They won time possession. Obviously, Dallas was up double digits most of the game into the second half. 2 for 15 on third down. 2 for fucking 15 on third down. This dominant Browns team.
Not good.
Man, they ran 70 plays, 6 sacks allowed, 7 punts, 11 fucking penalties, 2 picks. They won time possession, obviously. But on the contrary, okay, let me give you some numbers here. Dallas wasn't as good as you think. 4.4 yards per play on 60 plays. Okay, 11 penalties to match them. So this was the most penalized game of the week. 4 for 14 on third down. I mean, they weren't great either. I mean, I know they were ahead, but if you look at the game script, like, I mean, they got out to a lead. Aubrey just kicked the fucking shit out of the ball. They got a punt return, and then that was it. I mean, the Browns were toast. It was 27-3 at that point. So I'm not. There was a lot of Cowboy slander, and I think this silenced a lot of it. But like, they're not out of the fucking woodwork for me yet. I mean, they don't have a running game. Dowell and Elliott combined average 3.5 yards a carry. So
Yeah, if they played this game
it's
again
rough.
next week, I would bet the under again. I know that
Yes,
it went
I'm with that.
steadily
I'm
over,
with
but
that a lot.
I still thought I was on the right side of that.
I agree with that. You just got unlucky because the game script just kind of went off. I mean, Dallas got a kick return. If Dallas doesn't get that kick return, I don't think they score again. I think you comfortably hit this under, but then garbage time Jerome Ford with 30 seconds. I mean, this game to me is kind of a test to, I think both these teams are exactly what they thought they were. I wasn't that big on the Browns. Some people were. I wasn't. Luke needs to be called out for his Browns money line bet, which I know is in Corey's brain right now.
I'm not high on the. Corey, let's clip all your losses, you shitbag. Shut the fuck up.
That was bad.
Listen, I thought the Browns would defend their fucking home field, but I forgot that Deshaun Watson is the fucking worst quarterback in the league. How many yards does Baker Mayfield throw for today? 289, 4 tubs?
289, yep.
Yeah, just classic Browns to just make the worst trade in the history of the NFL. They're literally the worst trade since the Mike Ditka and Ricky Williams.
No, the
Ricky Williams, Herschel Walker, Deshaun Watson. That's the 3 worst trades in NFL history. That's hilarious. Bad. The Browns just continue to be the biggest joke in the history of the NFL.
Watson was highly inefficient. 24 completions on 45 attempts for 169 yards. 45 attempts on 169 yards, 2 picks and a touchdown. That is
he hit
so
CeeDee
bad.
Lamb for a 50-yard completion.
He did.
That
was his best ball of the night.
Yeah.
I will say this: Cooper dropped a nice ball that Watson threw on like a 50-yard bomb, which was tough. But still, man, I mean, also Njoku goes out with an injury. I think he'll be back.
You guys haven't talked about this. Jake Ferguson is going to miss some serious time here.
I said it came out clean. It came out clean.
It might come out clean, but I don't expect to see him in for 3 to 4 weeks.
That's another piece of that.
Where
good point.
This offense, and I understand, CeeDee Ferguson, CeeDee Lamb, but I mean, you're running out of CeeDee Lamb and Brandon Cooks can't lead this offense with Rico Dowdle.
Hunter Lupke guy?
He's their running back, so I think he's playing tight end, but he's listed on the depth chart as a running back, which is a problem.
I think this is a pretty good sneak peek of what the Cowboys are going to be. They're going to play good defense. They're going to play good special teams. Every once in a while, CD and Dak will go off, but it's really going to be Brandon Aubrey kicking field goals left and right, honestly.
Love it.
And that's just what you're going to get.
Yeah.
That's
the Cowboys,
a Super Bowl contender.
No, they're not a Super Bowl contender. No, I mean they don't have it. The defense is good though, and they're a lot better to say that.
They're right for this game is midseason.
That would help. That would help them. I mean, seriously, they need weapons. Brandon Cooks is 50, and he is your number 2. Brandon Cooked is your number 2 receiver right now. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Good game today.
I would put them on
the good game though. Nothing
for
to
sure.
take away.
If they start ripping off some games. Since they just paid Dak, they paid CD, they're gonna pay Micah. You need to make some moves this year. You can't give a free year away.
They're always good in September.
Yeah.
Weapons.
What were we gonna say, T? Before we move on?
I was just gonna say that I have Mike McCarthy as my coach of the week. I think he came in with a great play call sheet, and I think he called a great game personally.
Is that his first time winning that award, Tony?
No, yeah, for me, I don't have him very high on the coaching. I wanted to give him some props because I never do. I think he called a great game today.
Well, here, let me give you another good candidate for coach of the week. Commanders coming down to the Bay. Commanders lose 20-37. The Bucks put on a fucking clinic. I mean, 392 yards of total offense, 6.4 yards of play. 9 for 13 on third down on 61 plays. They punted the ball 1 time, allowed 1 sack, no turnovers, and 1 time of possession. I mean, this game was actually a lot further out of reach than what it was. At one point, the score of this game was 37-14. I mean, they destroyed the Commanders. And the Commanders, I mean, I look at these numbers. They're pretty bad on third down, 2 for 8, but 5.3 yards a play. They ran for 138 yards. A lot of that's Jaden Daniels. They threw for 161, 300 yards of total offense. They didn't have any turnovers. I mean, a pretty clean game. I think the Bucks are just kind of underrated. That's my take.
Defensive unit in Washington is absolutely atrocious. I think that's the worst defense in the league.
I agree, but I think the Bucks are underrated. I mean, I'm moving the Bucks up in my rankings for sure. They impressed me. Yeah, they impressed me a lot.
I think Baker's a top 10 quarterback in the league right now.
I don't know if I'm ready to say that, but I'm
Dude looks
4,000 yard
good.
season.
I'm looking
He
that way.
looks good. I put
But
him
I'm-
at
but
10
I'm
or
not
11,
tapping
12.
it yet. I'm not
Again,
tapping
about the defense. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not ready to say you're crazy, but
No, you're definitely not
about
crazy.
defense.
My whole shtick with
The
Baker,
total on this game being 42.5, I think is going to get a big adjustment for both of these teams, especially if
Yeah.
Daniels keeps running the ball like this. These are both going to be high-scoring teams, I think.
Yeah, I agree. And Daniel just missed some throws. He had a bomb to Terry McLaurin wide open, and he just barely overthrew him. I mean, just a couple plays. He had a couple big plays that he missed. I mean, Austin Eckler was the leading receiver. That has to change. And I was
That's a
on that
problem.
play, but still, I mean, that has to change. I mean, we got to get Terry McLaurin involved. 2 catches, 7. Oh no, that can't happen.
This to me the most mesmerizing stat here: 184 yards for Jaden Daniels. 101 of those came off screenplays to Austin Eckler and Brian Robinson. That is an
Mini man.
issue.
Yeah,
That is an
he's got to
yes,
push the
yes.
ball downfield,
That's
man.
an
He's got to
me,
push the ball
me and
downfield.
Connor. The one to Terry was. I mean, he
Oh.
couldn't have been more open.
It was a fucking lollipop.
It was
I
a
mean,
layup.
oh God, and he fucking bricked it, dude. He pulled a me at the YMCA special. I mean,
Yep.
he went up
Bad.
and bricked the fuck out of that.
Yep.
It was so bad.
Now, fun must see QB in my eyes. Jaden Daniels is
Jameson
fun
Crowder
to
is still in
watch.
the league.
Here's
Still
how
in
I am with
Washington.
the Commanders at this point. In my eyes, like they're a bottom
Jameson
10
Crowder.
team, but gonna be a really fun over team, and they are gonna score points. I mean, they will score points, but their defense is bottom 5 for sure. I mean, that's what's gonna hold them back. They need players, and it's not really. I don't think it's more coaching. It's more like the personnel is so bad. I mean, Riverboat Ron cashed out and fucking dipped. I mean, it is rough. The
Sold
cupboard
out.
is bare. Yeah, it is bad. They have. I mean, it is rough. I can't tell you fucking one player that jumped today. I mean, none of them jumped off the screen today. I mean, it was rough. But offensively, Jaden Daniels, obviously, I put the play out there for his rushing over. I mean, he fucking cashed it in 3 minutes. It was over. I mean, DK went ahead and sent me the money. They said, "You're good." The game wasn't even over yet. He carried the ball 16 times for 88 yards. Anything else in this game?
Corey had a point he wanted to make.
My whole shtick with Baker is I think last year after they decimated the Eagles, that's the ceiling you're gonna get with Baker. I don't think he can go anywhere above that. He's gonna have some really good games like he did today against granted a very bad defense, but then he's gonna have some games where he doesn't eclipse 150 and throws 3 interceptions. That's just
I don't know.
He
We'll
doesn't
see
turn the
this
ball
year.
over very often.
I like Baker. He's fun, but I don't think he goes anything above what he did last year. So
Probably not, but
No.
Well, he got a really good fucking start.
not many quarterbacks can get past the first round. Like it's literally
that's not
winning a playoff game is pretty good. Like there's like in the league right now, there's like 5 guys who can get you
And
past that.
Baker's done it on 2 teams now.
Yes.
2 teams. So
Very true.
Tony, you know what? You make a good point. I think I'm with you on that. Baker top 10 quarterback.
Who's better, Baker or Goff?
Oh, you talking about quarterback or team?
Quarterback.
I feel like
Goff.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Baker had his career best stats last year with 4,044 yards, 28 touchdowns. Those are both career best.
I think that's his ceiling. That's good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know, Luke. I'd say they're pretty neck and neck, but Goff is on the way better team.
I think it's a good. I think it's a good.
It's a good combo. But Goff's on the better team. He always has been. He was on the fucking Rams, and then he went to the Lions. So
the Jeff Fisher Rams, that was a bad team.
Yeah, that was just first year
he
though.
was a quarterback though for when he was.
Baker's Browns going into 2019 were the second highest Super Bowl favorite in the NFL.
That is
so
crazy. I wish I was old enough to bet because I would have bet no. I would have bet no, and we would have made so much money.
Right,
Mom, Dad, don't pay the mortgage.
Go. It's 1:30 Sunday Night Football. Let's
all right.
And fuck
Rams,
this game.
Come to Detroit.
Fuck this game.
They lose in overtime, 20-26. Detroit absolutely fucking ran them over. I mean, they brought the extra tackle in, fullback in, and they just said, "Here we come."
McVay was so flustered.
Ran the ball
up and down
their throat,
trying to call a timeout.
I mean, and here's the thing: like
defensive breather.
The Rams had the game pretty wound up. Not one, but there was like 3 minutes left. They had the ball, 2017, and I like what McVay did. He didn't change up his play calling and just kept calling the game. But it ultimately costed him. Lions had time to go down and kick the game tying field goal and to send it into overtime. I look at these numbers. These teams are pretty similar. I mean, the Lions definitely run the ball a lot better. But man, the Matthew Stafford threw for he was 34 for 49, 317, a touchdown, 1 pick, compared to Goff. About the same, just different type of team. 18 for 28, 217, a touchdown and a pick. I mean, these teams are pretty similar. They're going to see each other again. They're both going to be playoff teams. I mean, it was a fun game. They're pretty similar, though.
I think the Rams did what they could. I think they lost a lot of their offensive linemen. I think they were like
Yes,
rotating
they did.
guys
And before
during the
the
game.
they had some guys come in hurt already, so they thought they had guys starters who were penciled in get out.
Yeah,
like,
I
in
mean, it
training
was just
camp.
brutal. And then Puka obviously went out. And then one big thing was that Stafford red zone turnover. Pretty costly.
Extremely. Ended up, basically, I don't want to say losing the game, but I mean, if you want to do it like that, losing the game, Lions get to, kick a field goal to tie instead of having to try to score.
Rams defense looks very impressive, though, to me. I think they played a hell of a game out there for a bunch of
They were
no
just
names.
worn out in OT.
Yeah,
just
I
a
agree.
little fantasy thing. All my people telling me, Blake Corum this, Blake Corum that. Kyron Williams played, I think, 95% of the snaps. He had 18 carries, and the Ronnie Rivers had 2. So I don't think we have anything to worry about with Kyron other than injury, which was the only concern going into it anyway.
I think that's the thing, though. I mean, if he's going to get 95% of the snaps, that's what you have to be worried about. I mean, that's not what you want. You want a balance. Like Reed's going to kill you.
Him last year. He got hurt.
Yeah, he came back and he won me my championship, buddy. You want to see the trophy? Yeah.
No.
Let me ask you guys a question. Let me ask you guys
saying,
Sorry, go Tony, go. And
I was just saying the injury's worse, Luke. Just go ahead and watch out, brother.
I'm fine.
Let me ask you this. Okay, this game played out. Who do you have in your rankings above? The Lions ahead or the Rams ahead?
I like
Lions.
The Lions. I think this game was priced right at 3.5. Did you guys see it got paid all the way up to 5.5?
I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
I mean, how do you guys feel, Luke, Hunter, Brant?
I mean,
I'll go last.
If the Rams have their starting offensive line, I think the Rams win this game. He threw for 300 yards and he was running for his fucking life. I think
no
Puka.
Rams, if they get healthy with that line, I mean, this is a serious Super Bowl contender in my eyes. This team is, if that defensive line, Jared Verse one is unreal. I mean, all over the field tonight.
Smacked David Montgomery.
Smacked them. But I think this offense, I mean, barring injuries, this is a highlight reel offense. Cooper Kupp is obviously the man. I mean, he's always at 21 targets. He's always open. Throwing the ball. Also, the catch on the sideline, one of the best catch of the week we saw.
Catch of the day, probably. Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I'm with Luke. I don't know. It'll be close still, but the Rams would have won this game with the healthy line.
The Lions didn't really impress me until overtime, honestly.
Brant?
I mean, I like the Rams a lot as well. I agree with everything saying, but I said on the podcast last week I didn't think that they'd be able to stop the run, and it took until late into the game for it to happen. But I think the Lions are a more complete team, and I think their defense improved from last year, especially in the secondary. I think they're both probably Super Bowl contenders, but I think the Lions should be probably. I mean, other than the Eagles, I'm kind of out on the Niners this year. I think other than the Eagles, the Niners are probably the second best team in the NFC, or the Lions are probably the second best team in the NFC.
So let me catch this oop from you because I think you made a really good point. I think the Lions got too cute for themselves. Then they got to the overtime. They're like, you know what? Let's just fucking run at these fucks. And they literally just mowed them over late in the game.
Montgomery on that last drive was incredible.
Dude, I think that the Lions just got too cute and they realized that, I mean, I don't think the defense for the Rams is soft. I mean, they got some good players. They got talent. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. They got flat out embarrassed in 8 plays. I mean, they just gave up. They just fucking rolled
their
over
head
and got
coach just
ran over.
stood there with his fucking hands between his legs instead of calling a fucking
He
timeout.
can't fucking play for
goddamn
him.
breather. He could
Moral
call
of
a
the
timeout
story.
and give him a fucking
Call timeout for
breather.
what? To get fucking come over, hey boys, hey, what's going on? And then to get fucking stomped on all the way down the field. He couldn't have done anything to
He
stop
could have
that.
tried something.
What? Nothing.
I
They
just told
they
you,
would
you
have got
call a fucking
ran
timeout.
over. Yeah, to say, hey buddy, hey, come get some water and hey, try your ass back out there. You know, you're gonna get fucking ran over by
They
Penei
should have had
Sewell.
Aaron Donald on the sideline.
Listen, that's the problem. And you
Give
made a
him
good
up.
point. You lose Aaron Donald, it hurts. You're going to get ran on a lot. I think the point I'm trying to make is the Rams are going to be a bottom 10 run defense this year. That's my take on this.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to ultimately keep them out of being a championship team, and is exactly why I'm taking the Lions over the Rams, because they cannot stop the run. If you can't stop the run, you're not going to win.
They're playing
any
the best
championship.
run offenses probably in the NFL.
Okay, I understand that. But they just gave the league the key on how to beat the Rams. This is what you have to do. Run the ball.
Well, not everybody can do it.
I mean, they have the best line and they're probably the best dual running back in the NFL.
They ran for 163 yards today. It's the most rushing yards today. I get it, but come on.
I disagree, Con, fully. I mean, your David Montgomery, damn near 55 yards came in overtime. Like, if you watch the game, they did not run on this defense all game. It was
I think that's more of the Lions' issue. That's what I'm trying to say. They figured it out. They were playing too cute.
Gibbs looked good when he was in, but I don't think it was complete dominance. Like, that's not the key to beat this team. But one more point, and I'll be out of here. I think for me, the most impressive part of this game is the Lions won this game without a huge contribution from Laporta and Amon-Ra. Jameson Williams is butting into a star wide receiver too. I mean, he's going to be an issue out there because you can use him however you'd like. And then, like I said, I mean, a two-headed backfield, yeah, but I don't think that the Rams defense got dominated in the run this game. 163 is a lot, but I mean,
no,
55, 60 of that came in OT. So I don't know, but that's an impressive win. Both teams impressed me. Excited to see what they do, especially come playoff time. Hopefully they get this rematch again.
Yeah, that'd be a sick game. Really sick game. All right. Well, that wraps up the Sunday night recap. We will be back Tuesday. Episode will be out Wednesday for our picks. Do we have Corey, you want to go over the unit winners for this week? We have one game to go, but I think we're all in the same bet. Go over the unit winners this week.
Prior to Monday's Jets-Niners game, we have 4 of the podcasters here in the red and then 2 in the green here. We'll start at the bottom. 4-9, -5 units. Everything's rounded up or down unit-wise. 4-9, -5 units is Brant.
It's a long season. 17 weeks left.
I
baby.
like it. I like it.
That's right.
What was and give their biggest loser and biggest winner as well, Corey.
I had 2 3-unit bets. I went 1-1. Carolina lost and Detroit won.
Second to last, it looks like it's going to be Luke here, 7-11, -4 units.
Biggest winner, biggest loser.
1-0 in fucking Robert Oppenheimer text.
Nice. Yeah. And what was his biggest loser?
Fucking Jesus
Giants,
Christ.
Yeah, Giants money line had 3 units.
Excommunicado. I'm done with that shit.
That's a little brutal.
Next, Tony only having 7 bets for the week.
Pussy.
2 and 5.
I lost. Let me just say, I lost 4 on the hook.
Maybe you should make some more bets to make up for your hook losses.
4 on the hook. And I'm a kneel down away from 1. I mean, I don't know what to do
that's
there.
tough. That's tough.
Kneel down away. I'm a catch away from another, and I'm half a point from 2 of my other.
I'm a toe away from. I'm an Isaiah Likely toe away from another bet.
You 3 units on the Giants. I don't. Just please stop talking to me. I'm done.
Hunter, that Sunday night game hurt you. 6-7, -2 units. Puka going out really, really hurts there.
So I would love to get this clip because you told me at your house that I had 3 units on Dolphins -3.5. I have it on here. I have 2 units.
You had 2 units.
Thank you, Tony Finster.
I can change it.
Confirm that.
Thank you. And my will play, everybody, let's make some money tomorrow. -165. Drink all that juice up. CMC anytime touchdown.
Right,
3 units.
So Hunter's been changed to 6 and 7 -1 unit on the
pending Monday night. Pending Monday night.
Pending.
Pending.
Next up, going all the way up, +5 units. 9, 6, and 1 on the week is myself. If you tailed me on my whale play of the week, 3 units on a Cowboys money line victory. That was no sweat. And then the Rams Lions under 51.5. Very easy. +311, 3 units on that. That was the big play.
Nicely done. Nicely done.
Moving on, big winner of the week, +7 units, 12 and 6. Connor. So the 2 Steelers guys are in the green.
Typical.
Team captain.
Typical.
2 Steelers guys in the green, but
Let's
long
fucking
season.
go.
You're such a smug prick, dude. I want to come over there and just punch you in the face. I wish I didn't leave your house so I could slap you.
Big winner for me. Well, my biggest loser was obviously the Caleb Williams rushing. Definitely hurts. Didn't I was following it. When I checked the stats, it was actually at 16, so I thought we
It
were
was at
pretty dead.
17. I
They
promise.
must have corrected it. They must have stat corrected it because he did slide, so it's kind of hard to tell.
They gained 3 on that.
That is a super bad beat on the 3 units. We would be up dog food right now if we didn't get that bad beat. Biggest wins for the week for me were both my teasers, 2 unit plays, Cowboys +8.5, joke of a bet, paired with the Colts +8.5. A little bit of a sweat, but they covered with the late touchdown. And Bills -0.5 point with Seahawks at Pick'em. Also double cash. That's 4 units if you followed those plays. Winners.
Dolphins hurt. That one stung.
I'd take the money line.
That
Should have
one
been
hurt me too.
sharper.
3.5. Such a sharp line.
All right, well, I think that was a great
Yeah,
first
so-
week, boys.
That was a great first week. We'll be back Wednesday. The episode will drop. And thanks for coming out.
Shout out producer Joel for staying up till 3
Shout
to
out
edit this
producer
episode.
Joel, you're the man.
All right, everybody
Joel.
shut up for the outro.
Peace.
Peace.
I need $1 bad.